Hey guys, my name is Jesper Nissen, and in this video, that is number 3 video in my Onpage SEO series. I'm going to talk about how to identify Wikipedia entities or entities using schemawriter. And as I said, this is number 3 in the series. You can go to my Jesper Nissen SEO channel in YouTube and watch the first 2. So let's get started. So what we're going to talk about today are the Wikipedia entities and keywords related to your search term. And then I'm going to show you how to use schemawriter, how to find entities in your own content, in your competition's content, and then also the Google entities, you know, the thing that we talked about in the last video. You go to Google, search for your keyword, and then append Wikipedia. Those entities, we automated that in schemawriter into one application. So let's get started. So once again, just to summarize what it is that we're talking about, we're going to talk about entities, and the reason that we're going to talk about so much about entities is that they seem right now to be one of the main ranking factors in Google. So the more related entities that you're able to find, identify, and put into your content in a meaningful manner, the higher chance you have of ranking. And in the case of today's video, I'm going to use this web page as an example. And what I want to rank for is web page schema or web page schema generator, but the short keyword would be web page schema. That's what I would try to rank for. So that would be my keyword. And then I just have one exercise before I get started, and that is I need to try to think of what could be the most relevant Wikipedia entity for my content here. And in this case, I know, because I have tried it many times, the most important entity for my content is JSON-LD. So you might ask yourself, why is that important? Well, that's important because we're using this entity in a standalone application inside of schemawriter to find all of the related Wikipedia key entities and keywords. But more about that. So yeah, let's just get started. So now I'm in the backend of schemawriter, and I click on schemawriter up here, and then I click on this drop box up here because I want, or drop down box, because I want to select my own company, see the reports that I made, and I can click generate new, and what I want to rank for is web page schema, and I want to choose my company, schemawriter, and the reason I want to choose my company is that if I do choose my company, I get all of the local business schema automated, done for me, included in this video, included in this schema report. And also furthermore, here I can choose all of the URLs that's related to this company, to this business. So this is the URL that I want to optimize, web page schema here. My country is United States, and generate. So while this is running, let me show you the built-in application that we have for locating Wikipedia entities. And this is a very, very nifty tool. I haven't seen anything like this in the interwebs. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, I just haven't seen it. So once again, my main entity is, in my case, JSON-LD. And so I input it there, I click process. And so the system is now asking Wikipedia database, what are the most related entities, or what are actually all the entities. So we actually perform 2 steps. So we find all the entities, and then we're using TextRaiser API to sort the entities by relevance score. So the percentage that you see here, that's a normalized relevance score that we get from TextRaiser API, and then we present it to you. So semantic web is the most relevant, and then RDFA, HTML, and so on and so forth. And over here to the right, you can see related keywords. That's application, LD plus JSON, JSON-LD, and JavaScript object notation for linked data, it says. So the thing is that the keywords or the entities that you see here, they all have their own Wikipedia page. And the keywords you see here, they don't have a relevance score. Why not? Because they don't have a Wikipedia page, so they are not recognized entities. So if I copy this I go to Wikipedia, I paste it in here, and I search for application. Then I'm forwarded to JSON-LD. What does that mean? Well, that means that this keyword is a synonym for JSON-LD, or related keyword. So once again, if I search for this, for example, in Wikipedia, paste it in, I click search, by magic I'm forwarded to JSON-LD. So this is very interesting because that means that Wikipedia understands that there are certain synonyms to this keyword JSON-LD. There are certain synonyms, and when you incorporate these synonyms into your content, even better chance of ranking. So let's say, for example, that I had a local business that is doing pest control in Alabama, for example. Then naturally, I would assume that my main entity for that page would be pest control. So I click process. Let's see what it comes up with. Once again, I'm presented with these two columns, the entities and the keywords. So over here to the left, we have all of the entities, and all of these, again, once again, they have their own Wikipedia page. They do not. You might say, well, pest-control, isn't that the same? Well, let's try. Let's try to search for pest-control, search. It's forwarded to pest control. So once again, all of these are synonyms of related keywords that Wikipedia understands to be related to pest control. The reason that's relevant is also because we know that Google is training their Google is using Wikipedia's content as training material for their knowledge graph database. So if this is in Wikipedia's database, it's also in Google's database. So once again, let's go back, JSON-LD. Let's find these guys again. What I can do now is I can copy or download, and click download, and then I have all of the entities, and also download here, and then I have the related keywords, and I can then use these two files. In later videos, I'm going to show you how to actually apply this to put into the content. So yeah, now I showed you that. Let's go back to schemawriter, and it's now done. So let me click view. So what happened now is that in the background, while I was talking about Wikipedia, schemawriter performed a search in Google for web page schema. And then it scraped my own website, and it scraped top 10 competition websites. And then it located and identified the entities in my content and the entities in the competition's content. And then it did a lot of other things, and then it wrote out this advanced schema file. And this, I mean, it seems so easy, it seems so fast, that it's sometimes it's kind of like it underplays how advanced this really is, because what I'm showing you here, it's unique in the world. There's nothing like this in the world. And so we're using AI, we're using Google's APIs, we are using TextBase APIs, we're using Google Search API, we're using Wikipedia API, we're using a lot of APIs to kind of like, and then the logic that we build around this. So we're using a lot of APIs and AI and the logic that we built in order to be able to create this super duper advanced piece of schema. So if I scroll down here, we'll see all of these schema lines here. So all of these keywords, related keywords, all of this, all of these entities here, all of these questions, all of this is done using advanced AI and logic and a lot of the APIs that we're using. And so I'm not going to talk too much about the schema. Actually, I'm not going to talk about the schema more now in this video. What I'm going to focus on in the rest of the video are the entities. So I'm just going to, if you didn't see schemawriter before, these words here are tabs, so I can click on auto contents, and then I see a small article that schemawriter produced based on the entities that we scraped. Then I see the content tab. That's the scraped content from schemawriter, which I can then optimize, fully optimized, fully automated, media type. So now this guy turned green over here, which means that I put this entity in here, right? And then I scroll down, I see the FAQ content that we produce. That's also automatically produced by the machine. And the reason for that is we can automatically incorporate schema and relevant and related keywords into the content. Then we have the entities tab. That's the collection of all the entities. We have the image tab. You upload an image, and then the schemawriter automatically inserts the schema into the image code. Then we have the iframe, where you can produce an iframe that looks like this. Yeah, so this is just a short demonstration, just not meant as a tutorial actually. So what it is that I now wrote my URL, I click preview, and now I have the iframe, and if I actually go into the code of this iframe, what this means is I actually put in all of the advanced schema that I just produced, more than 600 lines of schema code, is now put into this iframe. And I can then grab this iframe, embed it on cloud sites, WordPress sites, guest posts, whatever. So, but let's focus on entities in the last section. So this is kind of like an advanced table, and if you're new to this, it's overwhelming, right? Because I mean, there are a lot of columns and a lot of rows. So, but let's focus on what's important here. That's the on-page entities. These are the entities from your website, in this case my website, and the competitor entities. So that's the top 10 websites that we scraped. And so the logic added web page, Wikipedia, yeah, so all of these guys, they were added to the schema, and these guys with blue buttons were not added to the schema. So now it's up to me as an SEO expert with the knowledge that I have of my own page to add these entities. So if I wanted to add digital marketing, for example, I'll just do like that, and then it's added to the schema. If I want to remove WordPress, then I remove it, and then it's removed. Description, remove. Entity, remove. Information, remove. Wikipedia, web page. Yeah, so let's have them to stay here. So so that's actually how I edit and remove entities. So I just locate the entity I want to add, then click plus, or if there's an entity I want to remove, click the remove button. So on-page entities, competition entities, and over here to the right we have something extremely important, additional entities. So these are the Google entities. So we automated the Google search for you using the Google search API. So we're using, in this case, we search for web page schema Wikipedia. We located schema.org, website wireframe, and all of these entities, which I can then, add to my content or not. The importance of these entities are that when you're using the Google search to search like this, your search term plus Wikipedia, you might actually be able to identify entities that neither you or your competition have added to their content. Even though that this is a compilation of entities from 10 competition websites, they might not have found all of these entities. So for me, this is I always go over here to see, well, is there something interesting here that that's not included over here, and then I add if I see something that I find to be relevant. So that's for the video for today. I don't have anything more, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.